Hey there, comic book fans. It's Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and here I am in a car again, headed down to Third Eye Comics in Annapolis, Maryland for another new comic book day. Well, the big book of the week this week is definitely going to be the new Legacy of Vader book from Marvel. Charles Soule's the writer on that, and what's so big about that and so important to me this week is that in just about a week, he is going to be there to do a product launch of issue number 1, a signing at Third Eye Comics. And even better is Ryan Brown is going to be with him, so they can also be signing their Lucky Devils book, and even bigger than that, their 8 Billion Genies book. So I've got copies of those ready to go for that signing. You guys will have to stay tuned for that show. You know I'll be doing a show on that coming up very soon as well. But as far as the other new books coming out this week, there are a few things that were not on my radar that I want to pick up, some variant covers, but there is definitely one book that is usually on my list that I would have normally ordered, and I don't know why I didn't pre-order it, but again, that is why I use New Comic Book Day to fill in the blanks on the books that I failed to pre-order 2 to 3 months ago with my subscription service. So let's go down, we'll do what we normally do, we'll film the store, show you off all the new books that are coming out this week. I'll go home, bag and board everything, and then we'll do a little show and tell. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back. All right, everybody, I just finished up here at Third Eye Comics in Annapolis, Maryland, and I'm going to head home. Once I'm there, I'll bag and board all the new comics, and we'll do a little show and tell. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back.
5 minutes later.
All right, everybody, I made it back home, and I bagged and boarded all the new comics I picked up this week. So let's get right into this. So one of the books that I do have on my pull list is the new Absolute Superman. So I've got the regular cover of that. Now, I am excited about this book. I've enjoyed it.
It's not necessarily my Superman, but I have enjoyed this, and it is by Jason Aaron. And what's exciting about that is Jason Aaron, in just about a week from the filming of this show, will actually be at Third Eye Comics for a second signing. And I've got a bunch of great books, including some of these Absolute Supermans that I want to get signed, so I can't wait for that. You'll have to stay tuned for the show I do on that. You know I'll do a show at that point. So that'll be coming up sometime here in the near future. So we started with the Absolute Superman that's in my pull box, but I also wanted to pick up one of the variant covers. And I'll be honest, I'm not picking up a lot of the variant covers at this point on issues outside of issue number 1 that I picked up, but I did kind of like this cover right here. So again, issue number 4. This is, and I wrote this down so I could get it, David Talaski. I actually kind of enjoyed this cover. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Frank Miller with the negative space on there a little bit, but I enjoyed this cover, so I picked that one up. Also this week, I did pick up the regular Avengers issue, and this is really odd for me because this is a normal book for me in my pre-order list that I put out when I place that order 2 to 3 months in advance. It's a regular book for me, and I should never have to pick this up at the LCS, but somehow I missed that when I did the pre-order. But that's what New Comic Book Day is for, is to be able to pick up some of the books that you might have missed when you put in that pre-order so long ago. So I picked up the regular issue of this. This is interesting. I'll be honest, I'm not really enjoying the title, but we got some first appearances apparently, so I'll read through this. I was reading the previews to this. Gatecrasher and the TechNet. Sounds like some first appearances in there, so we'll see if that becomes anything. Also, another first appearance was in Batman number 157 right here. Now, I basically had started dropping Batman at this point, but I've kind of gone back and picked up some first appearances of some characters. This is Commander Star that you see on the cover right there. And I didn't bother with any of the variants. I just picked up the regular issue on this. Also, another book that is on my regular pre-order list. And as you guys know, I've dropped all the X-Men titles after they started from the ashes, except I gave all of them 2 to 3 issues, and I decided real quick whether I was going to stay with it or not. And the only title that I did keep, and I'm still going on with, is Wolverine. And I've kind of enjoyed this title so far. This is a pretty cool cover right there. You've got a lot of the characters that are associated with adamantium in this issue right here. So I don't know what's going on, but we'll enjoy reading this, I'm sure. Another book I picked up. Now, this is not from this week. I believe it was from last month, but they still had it with the new comics. And it is the variant cover to Phoenix number 7 right here. And I saw this and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I don't know who did this, but you recognize Sif. And I'm not reading this title, but it's Sif. Why is she on the cover? I don't know. Maybe I'll read some of the book to find out. I mean, that is why we have some of these variant covers like this. The covers are supposed to draw us in to make us want to read the books. And so often the covers are just the covers and they're just fantastic and that's it. But they don't have much to do with the interior story. And I'm going to go back and read this maybe and see how Phoenix and Sif are connected at this point. I think there's an ongoing battle with Thanos. Sif is involved, but this Ijikuri cover right here was fantastic, and that's something I would love to get signed at some point. I think this is also a not this one, but the Virgin version of this is a ratio. I think it's a 1 in 100 that I don't remember Third Eye having, but I might have to try to find that at some point. That's a pretty cool cover right there. Now let's put these down because I'm running out of room. Now, talking about back issues, last week, one of the books I went on about was X-Men number 10. And again, what did I say? I have already dropped these titles. And even though I kind of enjoy Ryan Stegman artwork, it really wasn't my thing. And I don't know if X-Men is the right title for it. I just was not enjoying the book, wasn't enjoying his art all that much. And I dropped the title. Well, issue 10 came out, and I'll show you that's what I ended up picking up. This last week, I did not pick up this regular cover, although I kind of enjoyed the design of this Ryan Stegman cover. I didn't pick up this book. I picked up the variant cover of Magic, and that was a fantastic cover, and it was completely full transparency, a cover buy. But I do actually open up the books and read them when I get them, even if I'm not enjoying it. If I pick up a variant cover, even if a title I've dropped, I still thumb through it and take a look at the interior art. And this blew me away. And go back and watch my previous New Comic Book Day video, and you will hear me go on about this art. Nitho Diaz is the artist in there, and there's a lot of that Ryan Stegman kind of cartoony kind of drawing, but there's something more to it. There's a little bit of being dynamic, and I don't know, there's something to that. The panel layout, the change of positions, everything, the perspectives, there's something I really like about that, and I'm actually going to pick X-Men back up and continue, because I went ahead and took a look at the upcoming next 3 to 4 issues, and Nitho Diaz is the penciler on the ongoing title. So I think I'm going to pick up X-Men again, despite whatever the storyline is. Because honestly, when I dropped it, I dropped the storyline too. That was part of the reason I dropped it. It wasn't just the artwork. It's the storyline wasn't doing anything for me. So maybe it still won't, but the art itself was worth it, and I definitely will continue with the X-Men title. All right, so the big book of the week for me, really, and it is a pretty big book. I don't know what's out there in the outside world, if it's a big deal or not, but the new book, the big book for me this week was Legacy of Vader. This is the new Marvel ongoing title with Charles Soule writing. And of course, this is the origin of Kylo Ren following in his grandfather's footsteps and becoming the new supreme leader and everything that goes into that. Well, I couldn't pass this up, mostly because even though I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan these days, I had to pick this up because Charles Soule, in only 2 weeks from this filming, we're going to have him and Ryan Brown come in to do a signing. And this is so cool. Charles Soule has got so many great books out there, and I've got my books ready for the most part to get signed, but this was his newest book, the newest launch that just came out, and I definitely wanted to get a couple copies. I got a couple extra copies of that regular cover to get signed, and one of the variants that I did kind of like, but you've got a different character there, and one of my fellow Third Eyers told me that this character right here it's a key first appearance. I'm just going off recommendation, and they said you should get this. This character doesn't show up until maybe the second issue or something, but this right there is first cover appearance, first appearance. I don't know who that is. You guys will have to let me know. Maybe by the time this show comes out, I will have figured out who that is. But again, I'm a sucker for key first appearances, so maybe we did pretty good on that. But I'm taking these books to Third Eye, along with a bunch of other great Charles Soule books to get signed. Can't wait for that. I've got his Death of Wolverine #1s. I've got those ready. I've got some other Star Wars books. And more importantly, because Ryan Brown is there, I've got a copy of Lucky Devils that had just come out this last month. In fact, the second issue hasn't even come out yet. So still considered a launch party, because #1, it wasn't right a few days ahead, but maybe a couple weeks ahead. Lucky Devils come out by the two creators. But more importantly, they're 8 Billion Genies. I got copies of issue #1 of that to get signed as well. So again, just like the Jason Aaron signing in 1 week from now, 2 weeks from now, we got Charles Soule and Ryan Brown coming in. So a lot of signings coming up. You know, you get multiple episodes out of that. So stay tuned for those shows when they do come out. But guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the footage that I shot from Third Eye. I hope you picked up lots of great comic books. And I would love to know what you picked up this week at New Comic Book Day, just by leaving me a comment in the comment section below. And guys, if you enjoy this kind of content, definitely hit the like, slap the subscribe, and click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the episodes that I put out each and every week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a great day. Go read your comic books and enjoy them, and I will see you for the next show. Just remember, every comic has a story.